I'm Dave from Box. I come from California. But who's here? It belongs to the physician side of the group. Physicians, hospital administrators, payers. Okay, so mostly it's a physician group. So let's go into what Box can offer on our platform. So we have a fully HIPAA-compliant platform, meaning we can put patient identifiable information on there. That's going to be key. And we also have an FDA pending approval for our medical image application. But overall, it's really content as a service, right? We don't have an army of engineers. We're here at a hackathon. It's going to be a small group of students. We're going to be putting this together in a short amount of time. So the Box platform is really enabling developers to get applications going quickly. We still want to be able to meet those processes in terms of managing processes between a provider and a payer, or in between physicians, or even between physicians and community outreach or your patients in general. And here's how we're going to do it. So overall, it's content management. You can think of it as content as a service. And as physicians, you're dealing with this all the time, right? Scripts are coming in and out. You've got DICOMs, MRIs coming in from all these different machines. How can I just see the data that I need to get my job done every day and coordinate with people that I'm working with on a daily basis who may or may not be from the same hospital as I'm working with today? So we have a full permissioning model here. We have 7 different layers of permissioning. Your LVN isn't going to need to have the same access as your specialist, right? So how do we differentiate between that? There's full search capability. We run on any platform, so your Windows, your Microsoft, again, we have SDKs for all the different mobile OSs out there. So Windows, mobile, BlackBerry, Android, and iOS. So again, we want the application to be accessible from any device. Again, we preview over 100 different file types in the browser. So the spreadsheets you're working on the audio side, I've been to hospitals before where after surgery, there's doctors just whispering into phones in the corner, right? And I'm like, what is going on? And so he's giving a dictation about what happened during the surgery, but to me, that's pretty antiquated. You could do that dictation straight into Box. You can preview it from the browser itself. So again, it's unlimited storage, right? And we support individual file sizes up to 15 gigs. You can kind of start imagining the different files and content and how you could use that in processes. Again, there's collaboration in there, so if you want to comment on a file, let's say a DICOM comes up and you want to, let's size up that tumor. How many millimeters is it today? You can do annotations, you can comment right next to the file itself. So tumor boards are often the use case that we work with. Again, we have sharing here, and it's by person, so I want to share with this particular physician, this particular nurse practitioner, or this pharmacist. We're going to be able to designate that, and it's all trackable and auditable. So on the security side, for your chief security officer or for your HIPAA-compliant team, we encrypt in transit, we encrypt at rest. Again, there's a complete auditable trail there. We can also do retention. If you want these files to disappear after a day, we can do that automatically for you, or whatever retention policy your provider or payer might have. Going forward here, so what's possible, right? Like I mentioned, web applications, mobile applications. We can do customer or vendor portals. We've seen that at some of the hospitals as well. Collaborations in deal rooms. We worked with UCI Irvine, UC Irvine's medical center. They're building like crazy. I see there's construction outside here too. You can put CAD drawings in Box for the construction or the growth of the hospital campus here. I mean, that's another use case. M&A or divestitures are also available in Box as well. And then content distribution, right? How do I distribute clinical protocols to all these doctors who may be contractors? We're coming into the hospital, so we're all on the same page, right? And same thing with the nursing staff and everybody on the surgical teams. At a high level, here are some of the APIs we give you, right? So it's more for the developers, but how do I do events? What's coming into the system and what's going out? Do I need to be alerted if a DICOM comes in and this is going to be something that I'm going to be working on as a physician? In terms of the folders, you can organize the content however you need to. There's a full search API, which again can be federated to other systems. If you want to search, your payer system, your claim system, as well as Box, we can do a federated search there as well via the API. the commenting that's going to happen, you can search across that. We can do metadata across the images as well. So pretty at a high level, those are some of the API calls and what they would look like. Specifically for healthcare, like I mentioned, we're HIPAA compliant. I think that differentiates the Box platform from a lot of, say, the Amazon, Google Cloud type things that are out there today. So again, we could encrypt it in transit, we encrypt it rest. We have a number of hospitals that actually already use Box. From the East Coast, Montefiore, a lot of the Blues are on Box already. From the West Coast, research hospitals like Cedars-Sinai are using Box today, the Nero Group. From more the pediatric side, perinatal, we've done a lot of perinatal work as well. But again, here's some different types of files. Like I mentioned, we can preview over 100 different file types in the browser, enabling these types of use cases. Different use cases for hospitals, again, for the payers. And then really, on the physician side, you can do some FDA-approved annotation of DICOMs here. So these are your medical images, your MRI series that are coming in. You can play through, nose to back, top down, annotate whatever you need to, measure. And here's where we can sign up for your free developer account. We're giving 50 gigs of storage, as well as 50 gigs worth of bandwidth, for the developers here today to start. So anybody can go ahead and sign up for this today. You can take a picture of it, and I'll be in the booth later on if you want to. I'll have a full demo set up if you have any questions. Okay, thanks.